The National Electrical Code, or NEC, addresses receptacle outlet labeling specifically in Article 517.21c, which focuses on healthcare facilities. This section stipulates that receptacle outlets required by 517.21b shall be labeled or equipped with a label that identifies the panel board or feeder circuit that supplies the receptacle outlet. Now, let's break down what this means in simpler terms. Firstly, the requirement isn't for every single receptacle in the hospital, but rather those that fall under the specifications outlined in 517.21b. Secondly, the label must clearly indicate the specific panel board and circuit number that feeds the particular receptacle. This is crucial for maintenance, troubleshooting, and ensuring proper electrical safety within the healthcare environment. The purpose of this labeling requirement is multifaceted. 1. It enables quick identification of the power source for each receptacle. This is essential in critical care areas where a power outage or electrical fault could have serious consequences. 2. It facilitates efficient troubleshooting during electrical maintenance or repairs. By knowing the exact panel and circuit, electricians can quickly isolate problems and minimize downtime. 3. It ensures compliance with electrical safety standards. Proper labeling helps prevent accidental overloading of circuits or incorrect wiring, which can lead to electrical hazards. Now let's delve a bit deeper into the practical implications of this NEC requirement. When installing or maintaining receptacles in a healthcare facility, you need to ensure that each applicable receptacle is clearly and permanently labeled. The label should be durable and resistant to wear and tear, so it remains legible over time. Common labeling methods include using adhesive labels, engraved plates, or other permanent marking techniques. The information on the label should include the panel board designation, such as Panel A, Panel B, or Emergency Panel, and the circuit number, such as Circuit 1, Circuit 2, or Circuit 15. This information should be accurate and up to date to reflect any changes in the electrical system. It is also important to note that some healthcare facilities may have additional internal policies or specifications that go beyond the basic NEC requirements. For example, they may require more detailed labeling information, such as the voltage and amperage of the circuit, or the specific equipment served by the receptacle. Therefore, it is essential to consult with the facility's engineering department or electrical safety officer to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations and standards. To summarize, NEC Section 517.21c mandates labeling of specific receptacle outlets in healthcare facilities with the panel board and circuit number. This requirement is in place to enhance electrical safety, facilitate troubleshooting, and ensure compliance with industry standards. When working in a healthcare environment, always prioritize proper labeling practices to protect patients, staff, and equipment. Let's consider the types of receptacles this might apply to. Generally, it's receptacles intended for critical care areas or those serving essential equipment. Regular convenience receptacles in administrative offices might not fall under this specific requirement, but it's crucial to verify with the relevant section 517.21b in the NEC. Now let's talk about the importance of consistency. Within a healthcare facility, maintaining a uniform labeling system is paramount. This means using the same format, font, and labeling method throughout the entire facility. This consistency reduces confusion and ensures that anyone working on the electrical system can quickly and easily identify the power source for each receptacle. Furthermore, consider the placement of the labels. The label should be placed in a conspicuous location near the receptacle so it is easily visible. Avoid placing the label in a position where it could be easily obstructed or damaged. Ideally, the label should be positioned directly above or below the receptacle. Let's also address the issue of record keeping. In addition to labeling the receptacles themselves, it is important to maintain accurate records of the electrical system. This includes updated panel schedules, circuit diagrams, and receptacle location maps. These records should be readily available to maintenance personnel and electrical contractors. Now consider the implications of failing to comply with the NEC receptacle labeling requirements. Non-compliance can result in fines, penalties, and potential liability in the event of an electrical accident. More importantly, it can compromise the safety of patients and staff. Therefore, it is crucial to take these requirements seriously and ensure that all receptacles are properly labeled and maintained. Let's explore some specific examples of how this labeling might be applied in different areas of a hospital. In an operating room, all receptacles serving critical medical equipment, such as anesthesia machines, patient monitors, and surgical lights, must be clearly labeled with the panel and circuit information. This allows for rapid identification of the power source in case of a power failure or equipment malfunction. In an intensive care unit, or ICU, all receptacles powering life support equipment, such as ventilators, cardiac monitors, and infusion pumps, must be meticulously labeled. This ensures that healthcare providers can quickly restore power to these devices in the event of an emergency. In a radiology department, receptacles serving imaging equipment, such as X-ray machines, CT scanners, and MRI machines, require clear labeling. This is especially important because these devices often require dedicated circuits and specific voltage levels. In a laboratory setting, receptacles powering sensitive analytical equipment, such as spectrophotometers, centrifuges, and incubators, need to be properly labeled to prevent accidental power interruptions. Now let's turn our attention to some common mistakes to avoid when labeling receptacles. One common mistake is using temporary labels that are not durable enough to withstand the rigors of the healthcare environment. These labels can easily fade, peel off, or become illegible over time. Another mistake is using inconsistent labeling methods throughout the facility. This can create confusion and increase the risk of errors. A third mistake is failing to update the labels when changes are made to the electrical system. For example, if a circuit is reconfigured or a receptacle is moved, the label must be updated accordingly. It's also crucial to train staff on the importance of receptacle labeling and how to interpret the labels. This ensures that everyone understands the purpose of the labels and can use them effectively. Training should cover the basics of electrical safety, the location of panel boards, and the meaning of circuit numbers. Now, let's discuss the role of technology in receptacle labeling. With the advent of new technologies, there are now several innovative solutions available for receptacle labeling. These include barcode scanners, RFID tags, and software-based labeling systems. Barcode scanners allow for quick and accurate identification of receptacles. RFID tags can be embedded in receptacles and read wirelessly, providing real-time information about the power source. Software-based labeling systems can automate the labeling process and ensure consistency across the facility. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and standards that govern receptacle labeling in healthcare facilities. These may include state and local electrical codes, as well as standards from organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and the Joint Commission. It is important to be familiar with all applicable codes and standards to ensure compliance. Let's address the question of whether receptacle labeling is a hospital specification or a code requirement. In many cases, it is both. While the NEC sets the minimum requirements for receptacle labeling, hospitals may have their own internal specifications that go above and beyond these requirements. These specifications may be driven by factors such as the specific needs of the facility, the type of equipment used, and the hospital's overall safety culture. Therefore, it is important to check with the hospital's engineering department or electrical safety officer to determine the specific labeling requirements for the facility. Now, let's consider the cost of receptacle labeling. The cost of receptacle labeling can vary depending on the size of the facility, the number of receptacles to be labeled, and the labeling methods used. However, the cost of labeling is typically a small fraction of the overall cost of the electrical system. Furthermore, the cost of labeling is far outweighed by the benefits of enhanced safety, improved troubleshooting, and reduced downtime. In conclusion, receptacle labeling is an essential aspect of electrical safety in healthcare facilities. By following the NEC requirements and implementing a comprehensive labeling program, hospitals can create a safer environment for patients, staff, and visitors. Remember to always prioritize safety and compliance when working with electrical systems in healthcare facilities. Let's revisit the core points to reinforce understanding. Firstly, identify the applicable receptacles as defined by NEC section 517.21b. Secondly, ensure labels are durable and legible, displaying the panel board designation and circuit number. Thirdly, maintain consistency in labeling methods throughout the facility. Fourthly, train staff on the importance of receptacle labeling and how to interpret the labels. Fifthly, stay updated on any additional hospital-specific requirements or specifications. By adhering to these principles, you can ensure compliance with the NEC and create a safer electrical environment in healthcare facilities. Proper receptacle labeling isn't just about following a rule, it's about creating a system that protects lives and ensures the smooth operation of critical medical equipment. This requires a proactive approach, continuous monitoring, and a commitment to maintaining the highest standards of electrical safety. Remember, a well-labeled receptacle can be the difference between a minor inconvenience and a life-threatening situation.